So I am here with the fabulous Lauren Drew, who we all know from amazing shows such as Six, Heathers, Legally Blonde, winner of a What's on Stage award, and now she is joining another production that is set to be absolutely huge from what we have just seen here today. It is Lizzie the Musical, and we cannot wait. It is coming to the Hope Mill Theatre here in Manchester this September. So thank you very much for chatting with us at Manchester Theatres.
It's my pleasure.
And we cannot wait. So I've just been privileged enough to see a little bit of a snippet of what is to come, and I cannot wait. So can you tell everybody, people might know obviously who Lizzie Borden is, but about the musical and the concept and what we're going to see.
Yeah, so if you don't know anything about Lizzie the Musical, it is about a real life human being that was born back in the 1800s, and she was accused of the murder of her parents with an axe. It's quite dramatic. But the musical is incredible because what they've done is they've taken the story, which is very much part of our time right now, this like whole kind of like crime culture, everyone loves a Netflix documentary, integrated in with a rock punk score. So it works so incredibly well, but you do have those lovely moments of light relief. So the show is full of energy, it's really fun, it can be quite dark at times, but the story is one I think that really suits our time and should be told. It's a lot of fun.
It is, and you are playing Lizzie Borden. Very exciting. So this, obviously, as you've said, we kind of know, if you do a bit of the old Google, you know, you see that, yeah, she was accused of this murder.
Yeah.
But this goes beyond that. It kind of looks at her psyche and her motivations, and doesn't it? So what could you maybe tell us about Lizzie that we might not know?
So our version, especially, I think there's there's a few different takes on the story of Lizzie Borden. Our version is she's a very dark and troubled individual, and she has not been given the easiest introduction into life. She has faced a lot of trouble with her family, a lot of sexual abuse, judgment, and she's never really had any true affection from anybody. And I think for our production, to kind of get you on side of Lizzie, we have to see those unfortunately dark sides so that you can justify her behaviour for murdering people with an axe, because we don't do that. Okay, it's not a thing. But yeah, the character is so interesting because you see the vulnerability, you also see the very dark sides of Lizzie. So we kind of play within a few different worlds, which is our very period kind of how you should be in that kind of time as a woman, especially, as opposed to this is what I'm really feeling, let's get like rock and roll.
And because obviously if you kind of start out with this preconception, as you've said, that she's a murderer, but as you've researched the role, have you kind of come to a bit of a different conclusion? Do you feel differently about her now maybe than you did at the beginning?
Well, I think, like I said, our version, you totally are like, it makes sense, of course she killed her parents, and you're so on side with her. So I think it's so interesting to try and get your mindset in this day and age into the mindset of a woman back in the 1800s, and imagining how things would have been for a woman back then. It would have been, not necessarily great now, they're better, but I mean, back then it would have been beyond tragic. So I'm all for Lizzie. I don't solicit murder, but I definitely am very pro Lizzie.
Yes, brilliant. And you've got quite a small cast, haven't you?
We have.
So there's 4 of you, and then obviously you've got the 2 brilliant understudies as well. So when you're in a small cast, does that kind of, I mean, we've seen the bond already, it's amazing, but what other kind of advantages are there being in a small cast?
Well, you also have more time to build those relationships. I mean, we've got quite a short-ish rehearsal process, and when there are less of you, you have more time to work on the specifics, on the chemistry, and that's really important, especially, you know, for the love interest that we're doing in our production with Lizzie and Alice. That's a very, very important part of our production. Bridget and Lizzie, the relationships are a lot more thorough because we're given that luxury. And also it's just nice to just be able to have a bit of fun with everybody.
Yeah.
We get on so well.
You could see.
And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the run. It's going to be amazing.
And I bet you get to do more songs as well, don't you? When there's just 4 of you, you're having to share them out quite so much.
Yeah, 100%.
And what songs? My goodness, we've just heard a few now.
They're amazing, guys.
They are epic. Honestly, this is going to be one of them next big sort of cult following shows. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really, really just so chuffed to be part of it at this stage.
Yes.
Because I think it's just so up my street. It's all of us that are part of this production. It's just part, you can see it's part of who we are, and it's part of like our voice type and our character type. And yeah, I'm really excited. Get a ticket. It's gonna see it.
And you took it to West End Live.
We did.
Yeah, I saw some. I didn't manage to make it to West End Live, but I've seen some of the YouTube footage.
Yeah.
Watch it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so well received, wasn't it?
It was, and I think that's why after that we were like, this is special. This is really exciting. So, and again at that point, I already knew a few of the girls actually through like LIZZIE The Musical is how we've all been we're all connected. But our vibe together was already popping in West End Live, and we'd spent like next to no time together. I think like an hour or two maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was weird how we all just clicked so quickly, which again is making the whole experience even more enjoyable.
And it is going to be this big homegrown thing as well, because obviously we've got resident director at the Hope Mill, Will, who is directing and choreographing. You have Will.
Yes.
Directing, choreographing. I mean, it's just going to be so epic. And really great from Manchester as well. But
100%.
Yeah, this is being grown here, and then you're taking it on tour as well.
We are, yeah. A few days in random little venues all around the UK. We do a month in Southwark, in London for like I think that's in maybe October, is it? End of October through to November. So it's just so exciting because we get to show it to everybody.
Absolutely, and there you have it. It is going to be the best show to just come and watch. Honestly, it's so exciting. Grab your friends, grab a couple of axes, don't use them.
Don't.
Come along and support the Hope Mill Theatre, Lauren and everybody else who is going to be here this September for Lizzie the Musical. We wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Not that you're going to need it. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much.
In the house of Borden, there's a lock on every door. In every room, a prisoner of a long silent war. Let us take you to an August back in 1892, when all hell broke loose in the house of Borden. Why are all these heads up?